Brought to you by the Dark Lord himself, Queasy Ali. Transparency or tyranny? Kamala Harris didn't lose by a landslide. She lost by margins small enough to swing history, but big enough that you need to know the real math. These weren't blowout states, they were fragile as hell. The 4 states that would have done it, do the math: Georgia, 115,100 votes, Wisconsin, 29,397 votes, Arizona, 185,000 votes, Michigan, 80,156 votes. Total margin, 409,653 votes. Electoral math: Harris began with 226 electoral votes. Add Georgia's 16, Wisconsin's 10, Arizona's 11, and Michigan's 15, that's 52 more. 226 plus 52 equals 278. Over the threshold. Flip those 4 states. And the entire map changes. Here's what people are claiming, and why it matters. Groups like the Election Truth Alliance say statistical anomalies, turnout vote patterns, precinct heat maps that bend toward one candidate at high turnout thresholds, point to something fishy in multiple swing states. They claim the pattern is consistent and algorithmic, not random. If their statistical flags are right, the scale of the suspicious votes could be big enough to alter state outcomes. That's their claim, not my courtroom verdict. If you want to dig into their dashboard/data, do it. Transparency is everything. The technical vector, how this could have been done, theoretically. The hardware reality, most US jurisdictions use tabulators/optical scanners to read paper ballots or to read the output of ballot marking devices. Many counties use equipment from a small set of big vendors, S&S, Dominion, Hart, etc. Market concentration is real. The modem fact: some tabulators, or precinct reporting devices, have cellular modems installed to transmit unofficial election night totals. Vendors admit some jurisdictions legally use modems for reporting after polls close. That modem equals an attack surface. You don't need to be a tinfoil genius to call that an eyebrow raiser. The exploit model: simple, brutal. Pre-install or infect firmware/software on a tabulator or its reporting module, could be at factory, during transport, at storage, during maintenance, or via remote updates if insecure. The malicious code is dormant during tests/audits but activates in a narrow window, on election night between 8 o'clock to 10 p.m. local time. Dieselgate-style test evasion is the analogy: pass the audit, act different in production. Once active, the code alters tallies, for example, adds plus X to candidate A, subtracts X from candidate B, or swaps percentages, only in select precincts so the pattern looks plausible and evades basic checks. Results are transmitted via the modem or written to the central reporting system so the digital totals look normal on dashboards. Paper ballots remain the ultimate record, unless audits never happen or the audit sample misses the tampered precincts. That's why audits matter, why the margins make it tempting. We're talking about 409K ballots if you're stuffing or 205K if you're flipping Trump-Harris. Spread across thousands of precincts, that could mean just a few hundred compromised machines with subtle per-device tweaks. Worked math: how many tabulators would it take? Illustrative: we need 205,000 net flips or 409,000 extra ballots. If one compromised tab gives 10 net votes, need 20,500 to 40,900 tabulators. If one compromised tab gives 50 net votes, need 4,100 to 8,200 tabulators. If one compromised tab gives 100 net votes, need 2,050 to 4,100 tabulators. If one compromised tab gives 500 net votes, need 410 to 820 tabulators. Pick your assumed per device impact and you see the range. Smaller per device changes mean you need lots of targets. Bigger per device changes mean fewer targets but bigger discrepancies that audits could catch, unless the audit never happens or is weak. This is why both tight margins and lax auditing are a disaster combo. But, the safeguards that should stop this, and when they fail. Paper ballots are the record. If jurisdictions actually do full, transparent hand counts or risk-limiting audits, RLAs, you catch mismatches. RLAs are designed to statistically show a machine tally is correct, or force a larger manual count. NIST/CISA guidance says don't connect critical voting systems to the internet, apply strict cybersecurity, chain of custody, and testing. When jurisdictions ignore best practices or have inconsistent audits, the safety net phrase. Vendors will tell you their gear is secure and tested. Fine, but concentration, big vendors dominating the market, creates a single point of failure if a systemic vulnerability exists. The real question: did it happen? We don't have public, forensic proof yet, we have plausible threat models and statistical red flags. I'm not out here saying, They did it. I'm saying, the mechanism exists, the margins were small compared to the national vote total, the market is concentrated, and some devices have modems. Combine those facts and you get a plausible route for manipulation if someone wanted to try and if audits were weak or skipped. Plausible does not equal proven. But plausible should terrify everyone into action. So what we do now, the only responsible fix, hand count the damn votes. If you give a shit about legitimacy, do this right now. Immediate hand recounts of the razor-thin states and any county/precinct where machine results deviate suspiciously from historical baselines. If a machine tally and the paper trail disagree, trust the paper. Full stop. Mandatory, public risk limiting audits for every statewide race in any state decided by razor margins, with independent observers and published reproducible code/data. Ban modems on tabulators, no exceptions, and replace reporting with QR/USB/manual chain of custody methods that are auditable. Jurisdictions already experimenting with single-use QR approaches are sensible. Get that standardized. Open the firmware/firmware hashes and publish them. Force vendors to support forensic inspection and independent testing. If you can't inspect it, you can't trust it. Legal chain of custody investigations where statistical anomalies and audit mismatches show possible manipulation. If irregularities persist after an audit, open criminal and civil inquiries. Diversify vendors and fund secure, auditable, paper-first election tech that favors transparency over profit. Final word. This might have happened. Maybe it didn't. But the risk is real, and the solution is simple and cheap: paper plus hand verification plus real audits. When a national result can pivot on a few 100,000 ballots spread across a handful of states, you don't sit around arguing on social media. You demand verification. You don't assume good faith in the face of known attack surfaces. You count the motherfucking paper. Queasy Ali, the man, the myth, the legend. The icon aka the Dark Lord. Hashtag Revolution 2025 Hashtag Chaos Rising 2025 Hashtag Rebellion 2025 Hashtag Count Every Vote Hashtag Transparency or Tyranny Hashtag Truth Before Power